it is time to jump into day 2 about business models. Now, the first thing that I want to explain and want everyone to understand you need to ask yourself this critical question. Did you create a business or did you create a job? I'm going to let that sink in for a minute because I want you to really think about that. See, people feel like because they started a entity or became a sole proprietor or LLC, even a C Corp, whatever they decided to do, that they have a business. Technically, you do on paper. But many people have not really created a business. They just created themselves a job. That's why it's called self-employed, right? So instead of working for someone else, you're just working for yourself. And did you know a lot of times when you go from working in someone else's company to working for yourself, you end up spending more time, right? So you say, well, I'm going to work for myself. I'm about to work for myself, and then now I'm going to have my freedom. You end up more time. You have more late nights because you're now working for yourself. So you have to make a critical decision in your life of whether or not you just are content with creating another job for yourself, or do you really want to create a business that is a vehicle that is able to provide for you and create the freedom that you want? Now, if you don't understand this, you won't know what you're striving for. So all your decisions will be different. We talked about yesterday about clarity and strategy. We know specifically how important it is to have a goal before you can have a strategy. If you don't know my goal is to actually create a business, you'll think you already created it because you started a company. But see, a business is different. When you have a business, you have actually created something that can operate and generate in a way that can actually give you your time back and your financial freedom. And this is what we're talking about here in the Run My Business Challenge. So when you think about this question, there is a difference, and I really want you to get this. There is a difference between a cost and an investment. And many people don't understand this. When we think about cost, your brain thinks negatively about cost, right? When we think about investment, your brain thinks positively about investment. Now, let me ask you a question. Tell me in the chat, which one of these requires spending? Which one of these requires spending? Let me know in the chat. Is it cost? Is it investment? All right, I'm seeing some answers come in. All right, I'm seeing a lot of both. You all are exactly right. So spending money is all relative, right? So nobody wants to spend money per se, but why do we feel positive about spending money for something that's an investment? And why is that, right? Why do we feel that way about an investment versus a cost, right? There's something we expect to come from an investment, right? Versus something we expect to come from a cost. That's exactly right. We think about a return. So this is the difference. Now, if you don't get this right, here's the problem. Good entrepreneurs seek to reduce costs and increase investment, right? That's your goal. I want to reduce my costs and I want to increase my investment, and both of them require spending. So here's the clincher. Here's the warning. If you think an investment is a cost, you'll never create wealth, right? Because every time the thing is in front of you that will generate the greatest return for your life, you think about spending money, right? And that's the wrong time to think that way. When you have an investment in front of you that can create a return, you are wired to think that is a cost. I can't spend money on that. I can't afford it. That's the way you think, right? And this is amazing. When you see people, I've seen people in low income environments that you put certain things in front of them that can really help them that say they can't afford it. Then they'll go spend a bunch of money on some tennis shoes, right? Or a phone or whatever, right? They'll have all these things and not have a car, right? But they'll prioritize things wrong because their mind is not thinking right about the difference between a cost and an investment. If you think a cost is an investment, you'll always waste money. So when something is really not an investment, right? It's really a cost, but you think it's an investment. It's important to you. You're just wasting money. So do you all see this? Do you see why these two are so important? If you are a cost thinker in an investment scenario, you're going to never create wealth. If you are an investment thinker in a cost scenario, you're going to always be broke. So this is what's wrong with a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs. They don't have the discernment to determine the difference between a cost and an investment. Now, I got to stop for a minute on this. Give me something in the chat that y'all got this. This is a mic drop moment. If you don't get this right here, you're going to miss a lot as a business owner. You're not going to get it. You're not going to go far, right? Because in your business, you have to spend money. The question is, are you spending it on an investment? Or are you spending it on a cost? And have you allowed yourself to feel good about spending on an investment and to feel negative about spending on a cost? If you have the wrong emotion at the wrong time, it can lead you to the wrong result, right? So this is the goal. Many entrepreneurs never make it because they don't invest. They only spend money on things that cost, and they're not even able to recognize what an investment looks like. Let me ask you all a deeper question.
I appreciate Mr. Parker opening up the opportunity to share his wisdom and what he's learned over the years.
Got a lot of information that was imparted in such a short period of time. I really appreciated Mr. Parker's energy, that he shared the information with.
And I was always a big person in thinking that if I put more time into something, the better it will run and more profitable it would be. The information that Mr. Parker has given me has shown me that I definitely have to readjust my thinking on that.
How to have a vision, strategies, and it's just opened my eyes how to focus on my business.
I had previously, until more recently, had not seen myself as an entrepreneur, but I'm learning so much and I feel very encouraged.
Any entrepreneur that feels like they're stuck or brand new, I definitely suggest this challenge to all of them.
It was amazing. I started off general mission thinking that would satisfy my needs, and immediately I upgraded to the C-suite. I found out they were asking questions. They were having front row seats to powerful information.
It's a plethora of information and knowledge that's being imparted.
I'm just telling you, this is very, very eye-opening.
I know by the end of the week, I'll have many tools in my bag.
It was endless. I mean, this is something that every entrepreneur needs in business. I'm definitely excited about what's to come. I'm definitely excited I'm part of the C-suite. This is going to be great. I cannot wait.